Welcome to February's Priority Report. I will review current activities at the Michigan Credit Union League and then jump right to some updates on the CUSG side. So first of all, with federal advocacy. February is a big month for credit unions. As you know, our movement will be educating members of Congress on our legislative priorities and continuing momentum for legislation that will help us reach our 2020 goals. At the end of the month, we will join along with thousands of credit union leaders from across the country in Washington, D.C. for the CUNA GAC. MCUL has scheduled meetings with our delegation offices and is looking forward to discussing the credit union difference and the need to advance legislation on data security and privacy, cannabis banking, modernizing the Federal Credit Union Act, reforms to the Bank Secrecy Act, and reforms to this country's housing finance system. Now, earlier this month, we were honored to host a credit union town hall meeting with U.S. Senator Gary Peters at LAFCU Credit Union's headquarters in Lansing. Going back to his time in the U.S. House, Senator Peters has been a key ally for credit unions. In addition to his support and leadership on important financial regulatory relief legislation in 2018, he's been with us on other top issues like cannabis banking and CECL, and will continue to be a critical voice on data security and privacy. As many of you know, Gary is running for re-election in 2020, and he needs our credit union community's support. Finally, CUNA has been active on a variety of issues. They recently wrote House Speaker Pelosi and Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy in the House in support of two bills, H.R. 5315, a bill that would codify the Treasury Department's Mentor-Protege program to encourage collaboration between minority depository institutions and larger financial institutions, and H.R. 4458, a bill that would require federal regulators to each issue an annual report to Congress describing measures it has taken to strengthen cybersecurity. You will hear more about these bills in our monthly advocacy update. On the state side, lawmakers are gearing up for the fiscal year 2021 budget process. Our team is meeting with key members of the appropriations committees to ensure that they are aware of our budget requests on e-recording and green lending. Now, data breach legislation was introduced in the Senate late last year, spearheaded by Senate Banking Committee Chair Lana Thies. Representative Diana Farrington will also continue to pursue greater clarity on notification timelines. Payday lending expansion legislation has resurfaced this year, as you know, which would create a new small dollar loan program under the Deferred Presentment Transaction Act. Our team is working to oppose this legislation. Military account sheets reform was unanimously voted off the Senate floor in Lansing and should be taken up by the House shortly. Moving on to regulatory affairs, be on the lookout for some changes to the League's website for compliance resources and information. We understand the importance of compliance, so the League is taking a new approach this year. Advocacy, information, and solutions, a three-pronged stool in the area of helping credit unions to comply with regulations. Through advocacy, of course, we're working with regulators at the state and federal levels to alleviate burdensome regulations. With League InfoSite, we're providing free resources and information to our dues-paying credit unions in the form of state and federal regulatory content, FAQs, and policies with the CU Policy Pro resource. Finally, we're providing solutions to help credit unions stay in compliance with management systems, ComplySite, and Affirmex, as well as assistance with vendor management with our CU Vendor Management product. Also be on the lookout for our compliance webinar series. Now, we're also working on reviewing two anticipated proposals from the NCUA. At its January meeting, the NCUA board issued a proposed rule and request for comment on subordinated debt, with a lengthy comment period of 120 days after publication, allowing credit unions and leagues time to properly research, review, and comment. They also proposed a rule clarifying the process and procedures for credit union acquisitions of banks, which has a 60-day comment period. Now, the MCUL is in the process of reviewing each proposal and will be issuing summaries with requests for comment in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, the Examination Task Force has wrapped up its survey. We received 76 responses, and we thank everyone who participated. Our feedback is critical to our meetings with NCUA and DIFs so that we can convey the improvements that we think are necessary in the supervision and examination process. On to consumer awareness. While last year's CU Link cooperative advertising campaign was very successful, 2020 looks to be even more productive. The plan is to continue to place more than $2 million in advertising this year, thanks to your generous support, plus plus the matching funds from the League. Our consumer research once again confirms that proof points, such as the fact that Michigan credit unions provided over $480 million in direct financial benefits in a 12-month period, those are the kind of data points that really resonate with consumers. And we're updating those kinds of messages in our ads to hit home the positive results credit unions are achieving. So thank you for your continued support for cooperative advertising and the Open Your Eyes to a Credit Union campaign. If you're not already a full fair share supporter, we encourage you to reconsider that and consider a full share contribution, or certainly as much as you think you can afford. Michigan's long-standing success in cooperative advertising is because of that kind of financial support. Be sure to look at the opportunities for also integrating the messaging with your own credit union branding, and you can get information from our team to do that. The Foundation will continue to focus on supporting credit union community impact activities, with an emphasis on improving the financial health of Michigan families and communities across the state. The Foundation will support several financial education programs, including financial reality fairs and statewide Money Smart Week programs. These programs reached more than 15,000 young people last year, and we're excited to see how many more people we can serve with financial education through the credit union community. Now, credit unions of all sizes are invited to participate in Foundation programs, which include community reinvestment grants, support financial counseling certification, and support for our next generation of credit union leaders through the Fuel Michigan Young Professional Program. The majority of Foundation funding comes from credit unions. So if you have not already done so, we ask you to consider making a generous contribution to the Foundation. It really does make a difference. Now let me move on to education. As Patty Corkery and I travel the state and meet with our chapters and credit unions individually, we're pleased to hear how well the League is aligning our education offerings to the changing and important needs of credit unions. This seems to be even more heightened as credit unions focus on staff retention by promoting within and investing in professional development. We're particularly proud of the great things that we hear about the League's Leadership at 11 Executive Development Series. The 7-month course allows cohorts to focus on leading themselves, leading others, and leading credit unions by identifying their strengths and strengthening their weaknesses. The 2020 series is launching in March, and it is a perfect solution for career-minded leaders. And you can find out more details from one of our team members or on our website. Now on to CU Solutions Group. With 2 new partner offerings, Technology Solutions and LifeStep Solutions continue to focus joint efforts on expanding and implementing key mobile banking features. The first is Paysure's white label platform for person-to-person or P2P money transfers. With the prominence of payment apps like PayPal, Venmo, and Cash apps, ongoing member engagement is a growing challenge and an important opportunity for credit unions. But Paysure delivers ease and convenience, allowing members to execute P2P transactions without leaving their credit union's app. The second solution is NestReady's Nest Finder platform, a credit union branded extension of the mortgage shopping experience. The new solution integrates various call to action components and increases brand impressions. The mortgage lead generation and conversion tool is positioned to be a contender with apps like Zillow. Now, tax season is well upon us, and it's the perfect time for credit unions to promote the CUSG TurboTax Credit Union member discount. If you're one of the thousands of credit unions offering this program to their members, we have new promotional materials, email templates, and member insights available in our Love My Credit Union Reward Partner Center. Also, by popular request, we're once again sending approved TurboTax email promotions to members on behalf of their credit union. Contact our team if you would like more information. If your credit union isn't currently tracking member engagement, we encourage you to learn more about Member XP. CUSG acquired this company and the product in mid-2019 to help credit unions obtain member feedback and actionable insights across the credit union. We're now working to develop and expand on new member insights, add extensive peer data enhancements, and develop a new module to uncover employee sentiments. As I discuss in CU Insights' February edition of CEO Connect, we know employee development, training, and culture enhancements are reflected in the member experience. This is a large part of what we uncover with Member XP. The problem is, while this often leads to training and development, not every credit union can afford to have a chief learning officer. In response, we've partnered with CU Training to fill this gap for a large number of credit unions. Our new Performance Solutions offering, TLC 360, allows credit unions and CUSOs to create their own digital university for staff. Customized curriculums blend soft skills training with core system and frontline skills, as well as resources for leadership development. To enhance these resources, the Performance Solutions Division is working closely with Cube TV Studios on new and expanded video content. We invite you to read this month's edition of CEO Connect for a deeper conversation about this topic, or reach out to one of our team members to learn more about the TLC 360 Learning Management System. Finally, in early 2020, the Strategic Advisory Solutions team will focus on two new initiatives: the development of Elder Abuse Community Outreach Kit and the expansion of hands-on workplace training. The Elder Abuse Community Outreach Kit will be leveraged by credit unions to educate their members while providing more community outreach to members and non-members alike. And a new Hot Topics education bundle will roll out shortly that includes workplace bullying and harassment prevention training and diversity and inclusion training. As always, we welcome your input and encourage you to reach out with other potential topics or suggestions. Well, that's it for this month. We're excited to share our experiences from the CUNA GAC with you next month and to continue working toward our top 2020 priorities. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions for me or my team, please don't hesitate to contact us.